2 pairs of heels exactly the same height. This one hurts, but this doesn't. Why? Hi, my name's Chi. I'm 5'2". I live in heels. But they can hurt, and hurt real bad. This is going back. And this is how to stop them from hurting. Look for gradual slope. First, let's compare 2 pairs of heels. Both are exactly the same height, 3.5 inches. But when I put them together like this, back to back, I noticed the distance from the bottom of the foot to the heels are longer on this shoe than on this shoe. And that distance is the slope I'm talking about. The longer the distance, the more gradual the slope of the shoe, the more comfortable your heels are gonna be. And vice versa, the shorter that distance, the more sudden the slope is, the more likely they're gonna hurt your feet. That explains why this pair I can stand and even walk for a long time and my feet will not be hurting, but this pair, after a little while, it starts to hurt. In general, the higher your heels, the more likely the slope is gonna be more steep and therefore they're gonna hurt more. But that is not always the case. For example, these are 4-inch heels. I was able to wear them on my wedding day for 10 hours straight. One of the main reasons is because this pair has more gradual slope. See, when I put these two back to back, the slope is almost the same, even though this one has higher heels. But there are other reasons. If you are looking to wear 4-inch heels for 10 hours straight like I did, there's more to it. If you're petite, make sure you check out my clothing line at petitedressing.com for women under 5'4". Ever since I discovered petitedressing.com, my style went from this to this.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench, spending all the back like here I go again.
Calculate your ideal heel height. Okay, one of the major reasons that your heels hurt so much is because you are wearing higher than what you can handle. There is actually an ideal heel height for everybody, and that number varies by person. Are you ready? First, you gotta measure the length of your foot. You gotta measure from the very tip of your toe to the very back of your heels. And you gotta make sure your numbers are in centimeters, because the next step is you're gonna use that number divided by 7 centimeters. So what is your number? For me, my number is 3, and that explains major reason why most of my heels are 3 inches and under, because for me it's pretty obvious. If my heels are above 3 inches, they're much more likely to hurt, and therefore I need to be very careful and selective. For you, your number is going to be different than me. Remember, this number has something to do with the length of your feet. So the bigger your foot size, the higher your number is going to be. And that means the higher heels you can handle. I have one of the smallest feet for adults. My left foot is 4.5 and my right foot is 5. So most likely, your ideal heel height is gonna be higher than mine. What if occasions are coming up where you have to wear highest heels? Everything okay, Susan? You seem to be really worried this week. Well, I'm not sure, Chi. I'm invited to Amy's wedding, but it turns out my ex-boyfriend Johnny is going, and he's gonna bring his new girlfriend. What should I wear? Oh, I know exactly what you need. Stilettos. Yep, in that scenario, stilettos are gonna come in handy. But no matter what reason you have, you might just love higher heels. So you're gonna need something like this. These are the silicone insoles from Dr. Scholls. It goes all the way from the ball of your foot to the back of your heels. And this is gonna give you the most support and comfort when you're wearing high heels. And this is my secret weapon to be able to wear 4-inch heels all day and all night throughout on my wedding day, and I was able to walk and dance with the help of these insoles. What I love about this is also because they are clear, so in the summer I can use this with my sandals and nothing is gonna be showing. But of course I use them pretty much with everything from pumps, booties, and boots. Basically any of my higher heels. With this, they're gonna be a lot more comfortable and won't hurt as much. Besides silicone insole, I have another major hack for you. Platform. Yes, This is a shoe I wore on my wedding day, even though this is 4-inch heels, but it does have a platform of about half an inch. So this is the equivalent of 3.5-inch heels. When it comes to platforms, I do want to caution you, you want to make sure your platform is not too thick. This is a very common mistake I see with women, especially with shorter girls. Like myself, I am 5'2" and my legs are short, so it's very tempting to go with higher heels, and you might be thinking higher platforms are going to be more comfortable. That is true to a degree. The problem is, if the platform is too high, too thick, they're going to add too much bulkiness to the bottom of your feet. They are not flattering for women with shorter legs. Whenever I wear really thick platforms, I find it very difficult to walk in them and very easy to trip in those shoes, so they can't even be dangerous. Position matters. High heels are not all created equal, even though they might be the same height, but they will feel different on your foot. For example, shoes like this is going to be more comfortable than shoes like this. The reason is because the heels are positioned differently on the shoes. If your shoes are like this, the heels are at the very edge of your shoe and it goes straight down from there. This is going to be less comfortable compared with heels like this, because the heels are more towards the center of your foot, and this is going to make sure the weight of your body is going to be more evenly distributed when you are wearing these heels. Align with your arch. Here is another major tip for you. Whenever you're looking for heels, when you try them on, make sure the arch of your heels are perfectly aligned with the arch of your feet like this. This is going to make sure when you walk and when you stand, all your body weight is evenly distributed throughout the heel, and this is the best way to prevent your heels hurt your feet. If your heels are not perfectly aligned with the arch of your foot, you're going to see a gap between them like this. This is not going to be so comfortable. Soft bottom. Here's another thing I noticed that's pretty obvious when I compare the comfortable versus uncomfortable heels. The comfortable heels, they all have one thing in common. The bottom of the insole are pretty soft. This is without any inserts. When I wear them, I feel like my feet are cushioned enough, so even without any inserts, they are pretty easy to walk in without hurting my foot. On the other hand, some of the uncomfortable heels, they tend to have a very hard bottom without any cushion, and that's why they're gonna hurt more, especially when you walk in them on hard surfaces. I do not necessarily think the price of your heels are correlated to how comfortable they are. I personally do have very expensive designer shoes, but I am not able to walk a lot in them. But on the other hand, some of the more economical brands actually have very comfortable and affordable heels as well. Here is some of my most worn heels, and the brands are Steve Madden, Dolce Vita, and Nine West. I mentioned wearing platform heels that's too thick can make you look shorter, but that's just one of the very common mistakes that people are making with their shoes. What are the other mistakes that you might even be making without realizing it? Watch this video. The common mistakes that you probably are making with your shoes that's gonna make your legs look shorter.